Okay. Now let's start with the BTP technology evaluation. Okay. So we have seen like SAP started. SAP is a 50 years old company now. Okay. So this year it became 50 year. Okay. So it started around 1970s and it started with R1. Okay. So they called a system as R1 and it was kind of a mainframe system and and their kind of a like the system design or something like this. There was a single box. Okay. There was a single box and in that single box they have their database. Please mute yourself if you are not talking. Database, application, and the front end. So these are the three layers. They put it in a single box. It was a mainframe system and it was very rigid. If some things need to be changed, let's say like in database, in front end, in application, we have to do a whole lot of things. We have to ship the whole software together if there is any change. So difficult. Okay. So SAP thought it's not a scalable architecture. It's not a scalable design, flexible architecture. So they then move towards the R2 and R3 system. And in the R3 system, we have 3-tier architecture. So we have the database, application, and front end separate. Okay. So that it will so that we can build the components separately and the separate components will talk to each other with some kind of middleware. And that become flexible. And not only that, so not only from the technical point of view, but from the functional, from the business point of view, from the design point of view of the business, SAP started with I guess like they started with material management and the PP module, and they then introduced the HR module, the sales and distribution modules in R2, and then in R3 they have their maximum of the modules like including the finance and all. And then after SAP simplified their solutions with S/4HANA. So they were calling as S/4HANA. So they invented a very good platform and database solution that is called HANA. And on top of that, they have built their entire business package and they named it as S/4HANA. So this was their both technical and business innovation involved in this. Okay, so technical and business innovation, they put it together in S/4HANA. So why I am telling you all this kind of story? Okay, so there is a reason. So you can see initially SAP started with very core rigid system and they are gradually giving you the freedom or giving you the architecture, loosely coupled architecture, so that it will be more scalable, more flexible. Okay. And whenever we build our any kind of solution, so whenever SAP ship this solution, ship this whole package, like let's say ECC or S/4HANA, SAP has already given you a whole lot of things, right? So from the functional point of view, from the configuration point of view, okay, so if you are dealing with the standard kind of business, it's okay. But whenever there is a need and maximum time there is need to customize the system, right? So customization from the business perspective, from own kind of business perspective, right? Own requirement perspective. And the main customization medium SAP initially has given that was ABAP, right? And so ABAP is a very good solution. Okay, ABAP was wonderful solution. But yeah, so I'll come to the but part. Initially, let me just give you the high level overview. Okay, so in ABAP, like what we generally do, we do the enhancement. Okay, so with using baddies, exits, user exits, customer exits, enhancements points. We do interfaces. like BAPIs, RFCs, IDOCs, sorry, PIPO proxies. Even we deal with the data, we deal with conversions. Like data conversions, the BDCs, right? Kind of AL11, all those things, right? So this was main mechanism, main technique that we used to use to enhance the standard SAP package for our customers, right? For our clients. So it was absolutely okay. But what was the problem? The problem was the data. Okay. The data was growing. The data was growing. The business was growing. So let's say like you started SAP, let's say you are working in a client who is using SAP for last 20 years. And just imagine how many enhancements, how many baddies exist, enhancement point, how many custom tables we have built in the same system. And now let me give you a very good example. I was working in a big company, I mean big client. They are using mostly like SAP for more than 20 years or maybe like 15, 20 years. And they were using ECC. Okay, they were using ECC. We have done lots of customization, as I was mentioning. And around 2015 or 2017, I guess. So when SAP S/4HANA being introduced, okay, we wanted to move from ECC to S/4HANA. So we started analyzing our system. What to do if we want to migrate from ECC to S/4HANA? We end up with that we need to convert a lot of things. Then we took help from SAP, asking the consultancy what are the things we need to migrate, how we have to migrate from ECC to S/4HANA. SAP got shocked, actually, literally shocked to see our customizations. There are hundreds, thousands of customizations from the baddies, exits, enhancement points, and a lot of custom codes, a lot of custom tables, a lot of custom structures, okay, include structure, append structures. So after analyzing for almost 3 weeks, SAP given the solution like you can't migrate it like this. You can't migrate it because you have done so many customization. It's kind of a scrap system now. So for that purpose, SAP suggested you start gradually moving to HANA, S/4HANA, shifting your phase-wise business to S/4HANA and do for greenfield implementation, a fresh implementation of HANA. There is no other way. If you want to move it to HANA, you have to do greenfield implementation and move it gradually, convert the things gradually. So this was the main problem. So we kept our system dirty. We made our system dirty, and that was the main issue. Okay, main roadblock for any kind of progress. Till now, the progress was okay, but here it was not okay. Okay, so this was a brief story. Now let me tell you from the other innovation perspective. SAP has innovated a lot of other things, like SAP has bring a lot of other SaaS solution for, let's say, like I'm giving one example for HR. SAP bought this success factor for procurement solution, Ariba, those kind of things. And this PAS, DBAS, IPAS, don't worry about this terminology. We'll go through each and everything here later sections. So these are the main areas that we'll be focusing on as part of BTP. Okay, now let's move ahead to the next topic. Okay, I was telling you the motivations. So the motivations towards our SaaS solution, towards our PaaS solutions, towards our database as a service solutions. So mainly like motivation towards BTP, that is business technology platform. Okay, so as I was saying, so we made our system dirty. So here the main purpose of motivation is to keep the core system clean. Keep core clean. No more junk in the core system. Anything you have to enhance, do it in BTP. Be it enhancement, be it kind of any kind of interfaces, be it kind of any kind of data solution, everything you can do it in BTP and keep your core system clean as it is, however you have been given or delivered by SAP, the core system. Okay, so all with standard tables, standard programs, standard modules, no more customization. And then the integration flexibility. As you can see, like SAP has, so if someone is using SAP, maybe like they are not using a single system. Okay, so maybe like they are using ECC and parallelly they're having some kind of HR system, they can have some kind of customer facing interfaces, customer systems, and so on, right? Inventory system, maybe different systems. And generally we used to use different kind of middleware. Previously we used to use PIPO or iDocs or these kind of solutions to integrate different systems. So here the integration flexibility, these are the another motivation factor to move into BTP. Because in BTP, because it's kind of like open technology, you have a lot of freedom, you can use a lot of things, and even SAP has also given a lot of integration capabilities for your integrations, for your different system integration, for your different business integration, any kind of integration. So this is another motivation. And then that means like you don't have to be dependent on SAP provided technology. So here also we will be not dependent on SAP provided technology. That is called ABAP. That is called ABAP. Sorry for that. And the integration flexibility, we are having a lot of flexible technology that we can easily use apart from those PIPOs, iDocs. Maybe like we'll be using parallel to PIPO and iDoc. We have a lot of other flexible solutions. We can use it easily. And moreover, whatever the things that we'll be building, all things will be agile. Okay. Agile means like, okay, so previously we used to get any kind of business specification, the functional requirement, we used to analyze, we used to do a lot of brainstorming. After 3-4 months of brainstorming, you started some kind of developments. Okay, so the blueprint, after the blueprint phase, we started the developments, and then after that we used to start the technical specification. We take time, then the implementation. So we have seen like for a single implementation, like from the ideation phase or the business blueprint phase to the go live phase, there could be like 1 or 2 years of gap. But in this modern area, who will be waiting, right? In this change environment, who will be waiting? Everyone need the agility. Okay, so everyone need the flexible business, right? Everyone need kind of dynamic business. So maybe like today, whatever the application I'm using, after 3-4 months, maybe like I will not be using because my customer is demanding something else. So I will be stucking 1 or 2 year or 3 year only for development. There is no meaning. Okay, so the agility. So that means like here, as because the things are easier, things are more flexible, you can build any kind of solution in factor of like weeks or months. Okay, not more than month, and you can ship the solutions to the production and make it live within a week or month. Okay, be it any kind of application or solution. And not only that, previously we used to have different release cycle. Like let's say like you are already on live, now you are doing kind of some kind of changes. Okay, some kind of like defects fixing or whatever. So there is a release cycle. Let's say like monthly release, quarterly release. then only your changes will be moved to the next environment and it will be go live. It will be live in your production system. So this was also a problem, right? Here we will be solving this kind of problem as well with agility, because everything is flexible, even you can build and ship the things on the same day itself. You don't have to wait for any kind of release cycle. Okay, and then what next? The modern UX. Okay, so SAP was shouting Fury, 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 UI5, UI5, UI5 in early 2015 and those kind of things, right? But maybe like that is also not a modern UX. Okay, what is the modern UX? Modern UX is something like that. If you just open your laptop, or even like you're not opening your laptop, you're just opening your mobile and saying like, or even like you are just starting your Alexa, okay, so the voice assistant, and saying, okay, so create sales order with this much detail, or this detail, or with this quantity, and for this customer, like that. Okay, and the sales order should be automatically being created in your core system, backend system, SAP backend system. So not only like keyboard based, mouse based, the touch based modern UX, but also voice command based user experience also we can provide it if we are developing our application in business technology platform. This is so powerful. And then obviously I will go to the data side as well. Okay, so the data side means like, as I was also mentioning, the data was growing along with the business, right? Because it is accumulating the data from year after year after year, right? So we have the data solution as well. Like we have kind of a big data solution. We have the HANA cloud solution. We can put a lot of data. We can even have the HANA data lake solution. We can accumulate data from different data sources and we can put it here, right? And as because we have lots of data in our HANA system, in our BTP system, in our BTP. So we, on top of that, so those data, so you know, right? So data is the most powerful thing, right? Information is the most powerful thing. So on top of those billions of data, we can actually utilize those data, and we can utilize, and we can build different kind of analytical solution, the machine learning solution, the prediction based solution, and we can have different insights of the business. Okay, so that we can grow the business, we can increase the sales of the business. Okay, so for faster business insights, we can use business technology platform. And obviously innovation and automation. Maybe like in our terminology, the innovation and automation is whenever our managers ask us, okay, before the appraisal, you have to come up with some kind of automation now. Otherwise, your appraisal cycle will not be very good. So we then used to be very smart and try to think about those kind of innovation solution and automation solution. And many times we fail, right? Because we did not have the proper infrastructure, proper baseline where to implement. We have lots of idea, but we do not have the baseline. We do not have the proper infrastructure platform. SAP BTP allows you to convert your ideas, innovations into reality within few weeks. That's my challenge. Okay, you can do that, and you will be doing that maybe throughout this session or after this session. You will be inventing a lot of things and implementing this within this business technology platform. So these are the main motivations I was trying to motivate you, and it's this not a kind of like I was trying to motivate you, but it's kind of fact. Like these are the motivation factor that you should use BTP. Your customers, your client should use BTP to get maximum benefit out of it. Okay, and to be ahead of the business, to be ahead in this competition market. Okay, so enough said. Now, before going to this business technology platform and all this kind of solution, I wanted to start from the very basic level. Okay, so how generally we develop our solution, we develop our applications. We know how to develop the application. We have to go to the AC38, AC38